Singh Ji, Deputy Regional Head, North 2, SBI General Insurance Company Limited, to kindly come up on the stage and deliver his presentation on risk management and insurance solutions, safeguarding SMEs for sustainable growth.
I am Veer Singh from SBI General. So इसके पहले का जो प्रेजेंटेशन था उसमें चंद्रकाल सर ने काफ़ी जोर देते हुए कहा कि एसएमई और इंश्योरेंस का साथ हमेशा कंटिन्यूएशन में एक रहता है ग्रोथ ड्राइवर के रूप में. नाउ विल स्टार्ट आवर ओवरऑल प्रेजेंटेशन. सो हाउ इंश्योरेंस कैन सेफगार्ड एसएमईज फॉर सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ, दिस इज द टॉपिक. So we will little bit about what exactly risk is there. There are four kind of more basic risk: operational risk, financial risk, market risk, and human risk. These are categorization of four kind of risk is there in overall SME units. So what exactly risk framework is there? Risk identification is step one. Then risk assessment, how much risk is there for the particular unit, and risk mitigation, third one, and the last one is risk transfer. Where insurance start, that is risk transfer. So you can transfer your risk for financial burden for unavoidable risk. So there are few major insurance policies which is related to SMEs: property insurance, health and employee benefit insurance, liability, surety bond, cyber insurance, trade credit, marine insurance, etc. There are various insurances. There are major key 6 insurance which is related to our SME units. So how insurance can be a growth driver? So access to opportunity. If insurance policy is there, then contracts, lease agreement and partnership you will get. For various like marine insurance, that is mandatory for any shipment, marine insurance is there. Reputation and trust, if your business is insured, that is related to reputational. Financial stability and sustainability, long-term growth drivers. So this is a financial highlight of SBI General in H1 performance. Profit of 422 crore. Overall written premium is 7,376, and the most important is solvency margin, that is 2.13%. Solvency margin is basically financial strength of the company, where how much can risk take of the insurance company, and growth is almost 11%. So what is new in fire insurance? Basically, most of the new units are using SFSP, that is fire insurance, but something new is there with us, and only limited company is offering this kind of product, that is property all risk. Property all risk is a product where we designed for SME, corporates and institutions, and this is comprehensive, customizable product to get beyond SFSP. मतलब जो हमारा SFSP जो पुराना फायर इंश्योरेंस था उसका अपडेटेड वर्जन है ये, दैट इज प्रॉपर्टी ऑल रिस्क. So there are two sections: property damage and business interruption. Overall key features of this product is their wide coverage, use like property cover all accidental risk except exclusions. Flexibility is there. You can design this policy can be designed as per manufacturer, retail or institutions, not a standard product for all units. It can be compatible. Add-on option is there, differentiated offerings is there, and global standard bodies, overall bodies. So major exclusion: normal wear and tear, war, nuclear, willful, negligence. These are the major exclusion in this policy, loss due to collision. So why SME unit can take this policy? Property all risk. This is a comprehensive product, safeguarding against diverse risks beyond the burglary, financial stability, growth enabler and customizable. This can be customized as per business requirement. So what exactly the difference between property always and SFSP, that is fire insurance traditional? It cover all accidental risks, except exclusion is there. But in SFSP there are limited covers, fire, lighting, etc. Named perils is there. Business interruption available. There are limited cover in fire insurance, old fire insurance. Flexibility is there, huge flexibility. You can change as per your requirement. Target audience, SME, corporates and institutions. Add-on, terrorism, earthquake and floods. And the most important, that is last point, rating parameter. If एक्स्ट्रा कुछ मिल रहा है तो क्या प्रीमियम एक्स्ट्रा देना पड़ेगा? नहीं, सेम प्रीमियम देना पड़ेगा. वही फायर इंश्योरेंस का जो प्रीमियम था, द सेम प्रीमियम विल बी देयर इन प्रॉपर्टी ऑल रिस्क एज वेल. This is also most important slide for SME customers. We are providing these kind of value-added services to our customers. And what exactly these जो value-added services हैं करते क्या हैं? ये आपकी उतनी कॉस्ट सेविंग कर देंगे जितना आपका इंश्योरेंस का कॉस्ट है या उससे भी ज़्यादा. And that is free of cost. Various mitigation value-added services like infrared thermal image का ऑडिट होता है, इलेक्ट्रिकल सेफ्टी ऑडिट, ड्रोन बेस्ड सर्वे. जैसे सर ने बताया कि बहुत सारी यूनिट ऐसी है हमारे यहाँ पे राजस्थान में जहाँ पे हम सोलर का बहुत बड़ा स्कोप है, ह्यूज स्कोप. तो सोलर में क्या होता है कि ऑडिट आप मैनुअली कर नहीं सकते हैं बिकॉज सोलर पार्क इज देयर, ह्यूज लैंडस्केप इज देयर. तो ये हमारा जो ड्रोन बेस्ड ऑडिट होता है, दिस ऑडिट विल हेल्प टू सेव योर मनी. कि ऑडिट में कहाँ पे खामियाँ हैं, कहाँ पे आप ठीक कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि स्केप इज ह्यूज, स्केप इज देयर. इस तरह से वैल्यूएशन है, हीरा ऑडिट है, हैजॉप है, एनर्जी ऑडिट है, फायर सेफ्टी ऑडिट है. हर ऑडिट में आपका कॉस्ट सेविंग होना है, ईच एंड एवरी ऑडिट. So what exactly key takeaways? Regular review of risk landscape, build a culture of preparedness among employee and stakeholders, invest in insurance solution, choose policy aligned to your business. जो आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट है उसके हिसाब से इंश्योरेंस लेना है, चाहे प्रॉपर्टी, लाइबिलिटी, साइबर, रिसीवेबल्स, हेल्थ एक्सेट्रा. और ये एक लाइन उसके बाद वाली है, जैसे ट्रीट इंश्योरेंस एज ए स्ट्रेटेजिक इन्वेस्टमेंट, नॉट जस्ट ए कॉम्प्लायंस रिक्वायरमेंट. जनरली क्या होता है कि हम कॉम्प्लायंस रिक्वायरमेंट, बैंक पॉलिसी मांग रहा है, तुरंत आप पॉलिसी करा के दे दीजिए, या हमारे और कहीं से टेंडर हमें नहीं मिल रहा है, कहीं से हमें वो नहीं मिल रहा है तो पॉलिसी करा के नहीं. इसको एक स्ट्रेटेजिक इन्वेस्टमेंट की तरह से यूज़ करना चाहिए. दैट विल हेल्प फॉर सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ. कोलेबोरेशन विथ एक्सपर्ट, जैसे पार्टनर और विथ इंश्योरर, कंसल्टेंट, फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर्स जो हमारे हैं, वो कस्टमाइज सोल्यूशन आपको दे सकते हैं. लीवरेज गवर्नमेंट स्कीम, जैसे सर ने बताया बहुत सारी स्कीम्स ऐसी हैं जहाँ पे हमने एसएमई के लिए अलग अलग तरीके से गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट करती है. तो दैट इंश्योरेंस से रिलेटेड और फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड स्कीम्स जो हैं, वी हैव टू लीवरेज दैट एंड बिल्ड्स फॉर सस्टेनेबिलिटी. यूज रिस्क मैनेजमेंट एंड इंश्योरेंस सेफगार्ड, जैसे अगेन जॉब्स, रेपुटेशन, लॉन्ग टर्म ग्रोथ, ये सारी चीज़ें उससे रिलेटेड है. एंड पोजिशन फॉर इट्स एसएमई एज ए resilient of trustworthy partner in the global market space. This is overall takeaway for this presentation. Last line, risk is inevitable. सबको मालूम है, but failure is not. So be embarking risk management and leveraging insurance solution, SME can transform uncertainty into opportunity, safeguard their future and achieve sustainable growth. मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ. थैंक यू. हमारा जो कंपनी का लोगो है सुरक्षा, तो रिस्क से सुरक्षा और भरोसा एसबीआई का, सुरक्षा और भरोसा दोनों. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Dhrubashish Bhattacharya, Head MSME and Co-Lending, Bank of Baroda, to kindly deliver his presentation. His presentation is on collateral-free finance up to rupees 100 crores for industrial growth and technology upgradation. Sir.
Bank of Baroda is also the SLBC convener of Rajasthan, so that makes us very proud that we, being the SLBC convener of Rajasthan, we have invested enough in terms of our network, in terms of our branches and the kind of services we provide to the entrepreneurs of Rajasthan. We are a 28 trillion bank, number 2 ranked in the public sector space. You know, with a vision for the last 118 years, we've stood like a pillar of support to the country, pre-independence, post-independence, pre-COVID, post-COVID. For the last 118 years, we have not stopped, even for 118 seconds of funding. This great institution was founded by Maharaja Sayyajirao Gaikwad Sahab, who was a visionary by himself. He not only founded this bank, unlike many Maharajas who were more into their pleasure, he also he not only founded this bank, he invested a lot in education, the field of education. Not many of you would be knowing that Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was actually sponsored by our founder Sayyajirao Gaikwad Sahab for his studies abroad, and from there he came and wrote the Constitution of India. From the MSME side, we are a 1.5 trillion book size, and in Rajasthan we have 2 zones, one in Jaipur, one in Jodhpur. We have more than 1,000 branches here, and each of these branches, particularly the ones which are SME dedicated, are committed to the upliftment of the MSME business. आप में से जो भी उद्यमी लोग हैं जो चाहते हैं कि बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा की सेवाएं वो लें, कुछ लोग ले भी रहे होंगे जो चाहते हैं लेना, एक मशवरा हमारी तरफ से ये है कि देखिए सरकार, भारत सरकार पर्टिकुलरली, इन्होंने MSMEs के लिए जो भी कदम उठाए हैं, जो भी स्कीम्स लाई हैं, आप उनको हमारे किसी बैंक के किसी भी कार्यालय में जाके या किसी और पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक के कार्यालय में जाके आप वो इंफॉर्मेशन हासिल कर सकते हैं. एक स्कीम जो मैं पर्टिकुलरली आज बताना चाहता हूँ, इन दी लिमिटेड टाइम which has been given, is the Mutual Credit Guarantee Scheme. The MCGS scheme was announced by the Honorable Finance Minister in the previous calendar year, January 25. और ये स्कीम एक अपने आप में एक लैंडमार्क स्कीम है. All along we have been hearing that हमारे देश में जो सबसे बड़ी समस्या है किसी भी एंटरप्रेन्योर के लिए, वो है कोलैटरल लाना. कहाँ से लाएगा? Hindustan is a landlocked country. We have never annexed any land in the history, nor we intend to. And with the division of the family, growing business, it has always been a very, very big challenge to get collateral for the bank. इस बात को सरकार ने समझा, और अगर आप देखें तो विगत कई वर्षों में the credit guarantee schemes जो है वो flourish हुई हैं. The most common one is the CPTMSE, right? उसका जो लिमिट है वो 2 करोड़ से 5 करोड़ किया गया, 5 करोड़ से 10 करोड़ किया गया, और वो 10 करोड़ का भी 20 करोड़ किया गया for the exporters and startups. Over and above this, to boost the manufacturing in India, आत्मनिर्भर भारत या मेक इन इंडिया जिसको माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी इस मुहिम को छेड़ा उन्होंने, उसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज ब्रॉट आउट अ ब्रिलियंट स्कीम फॉर द मैन्युफैक्चरर्स, जिसमें आप 100 करोड़ तक के प्रोजेक्ट को फाइनेंस कर सकते हैं, जिसकी क्रेडिट गारंटी 60%, and I repeat 60% of the credit guarantee will be given by the NCGTC, which is a National Credit Guarantee Trust. It's an outfit of the DFS, Ministry of Finance. इसमें शर्त यह है कि आपको 75% जो है, इसका 75% of this project cost must be invested in plant and machinery. Which clearly means this is not meant for the working capital, it is actually meant for the term loan, for the purchase of machinery, plant and machinery. बहुत खूबसूरत स्कीम है. इसमें not many people are aware of this. ये इसलिए किया गया है कि आज किसी को अगर एक मान लीजिए छोटी सी फैक्ट्री है, and he wants to purchase an equipment जो कि महंगा इक्विपमेंट है, उसके लिए उसको एडिशनल कोलैटरल बैंक ना मांगते हुए आप कह सकते हैं आप MCGS में मुझे हिस्सेदारी कीजिए, प्लीज प्रोवाइड विद MCGS गारंटी. एवरी बैंक, चाहे इंक्लूडिंग बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा, वो कटिबद्ध है कि ऐसा अगर कोई प्रावधान, ऐसा कोई अगर प्रोस्पेक्ट लेके कोई आता है, then it is incumbent on us that we help it. It's 4 साल का ये फंड है, and 4 lakh crores has been invested by the government of India for this. You know, the manufacturing GDP is not doing great in India. It is not growing at the rate it should have. We are currently at a 17% of our GDP is contributed by the manufacturer. In the medium term में द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने FY30 तक इसको 25% का एक लक्ष्य रखा है। आप सबसे अनुरोध है इस स्कीम के गाइडलाइंस को, गज़ेट को ध्यान से पढ़ें। People who are particularly from the manufacturing sector, it is very important that you know this scheme. इसके अलावा अगर आपके पास छोटे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, there are already guarantee schemes available up to 10 crores, and up to 10 crores 75% of the funding is guaranteed by the CGMSE. These are all collateral free loans. Ladies and gentlemen, बहुत सारे लोग अगर आप बैंक में जाते हैं, आप उल्लेख कीजिए, आप वास्ता दीजिए कि ये ऑलरेडी स्कीम गवर्नमेंट की है, आप क्यों हमसे कोलैटरल डिमांड कर रहे हैं। See, it is very important for us to understand, सिंघल जी ने बताया, सालुंके जी ने भी बताया कि how important MSME sector is towards the GDP. आपको एक strange coincidence बताता हूँ। से हिंदुस्तान को अगर विकसित भारत बनना है 2047 तक, ये जो जर्नी है विकासशील देश से विकसित भारत बनने का अगले 20 वर्षों में, ये तभी संभव हो पाएगा अगर MSME का contribution to the GDP डबल हो जाएगा। See, currently we are at a 30% contribution. MSMEs contribute to 30% of the GDP. अगर किसी भी विकसित देश को आप देखिएगा, चाहे वो जापान हो, चाइना हो, US, कनाडा, जर्मनी, यहाँ पे the contribution of the MSMEs to the overall GDP is very high. It is in excess of 50%. और MSMEs में एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है जिसको बोलते हैं इंडस्ट्री लैंग्वेज में, जिसको क्रेडिट गैप बोलते हैं, बैंकिंग में अक्सर यूज होता है। व्हाट इज दिस क्रेडिट गैप? आपको 100 रुपए की आवश्यकता है, यू नीड 100 रुपीज टू रन योर बिजनेस। व्हाट उसकी आपूर्ति एक बैंक या कोई फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन कितना करता है? आज की तारीख में केवल 50 रुपए करता है। सो एक्चुअली द टोटल साइज ऑफ द MSME इंडस्ट्री इज अराउंड 64 ट्रिलियन एज वी स्पीक, एंड दिस इज नॉट माय फिगर्स, दिस आर फिगर्स ऑफ RBI। 64 ट्रिलियन में we could address only 34 trillion of the credit, which means there is a gap of 30 trillion, 30 लाख करोड़ का क्रेडिट गैप है हिंदुस्तान में। यानी कि हम आज जहाँ हैं, अगर उसको मैं दुगना कर दूँ तो न केवल ये क्रेडिट गैप हमारा फुलफिल होगा, अपितु हमारा जो कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ द GDP of the MSMEs will rise from 30% to 55%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. ये आंकड़े बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है हमारे भारत के लिए। And banks like us, banks like Bank of Baroda, चूँकि हम SLBC कन्वीनर हैं, we also partake in all the financial inclusion programs which the state or the government of India launches in this state. हम चाहते हैं कि आप उसमें पुरजोर हिस्सेदारी निभाएं, पहला। दूसरा, अगर आपको लगता है कि बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा में, देखिए हमारे बैंक में स्कीम्स, MC जैसे एक स्कीम है जो कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया है, इसके अलावा हमारे बैंक में एक्सपोर्टर्स की अलग स्कीम है, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स की अलग स्कीम है, ट्रांसपोर्टर्स की स्कीम है, माइनिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स की स्कीम है, महिलाओं की अलग स्कीम है, स्टार्टअप्स की अलग स्कीम है। देयर आर प्लेथोरा ऑफ स्कीम्स विच आर मच बियॉन्ड दी वर्किंग कैपिटल इन टर्म लोन, जो फंडामेंटली एक बैंक्स फाइनेंस करती आ रही हैं इतने सालों तक। हमारे पास स्कीमेटिक प्रोडक्ट्स है हर उस वर्ग के लिए जिस वर्ग में आप बिजनेस करना चाहते हैं। I would appeal to all of you that आपके सहयोग से, आप जैसे MSMEs के सहयोग से, जिस तरह राजस्थान एक अहम भूमिका निभा रही है हमारे भारत में इकोनॉमी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, आप न केवल देश को बल्कि इस प्रदेश को भी आगे बढ़ाएं। आप जैसे, एंड नॉट ओनली यहाँ पे तो 50-60 लोग बैठे हैं, बट आई एम श्योर आपके जो सप्लायर्स हैं, आपके जो वेंडर्स हैं, वो भी MSMEs हैं। आप इस बात को उन तक पहुँचाएं, बिकॉज इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल टू एड्रेस ऑल द MSMEs in one forum. It is incumbent on you that you pass on the message that all the banks, including Bank of Baroda, have fantastic schemes which support the cause of an MSME, which support manufacturing in particular. Collateral is no more a challenge today. अगर आपसे collateral का जिक्र कोई बहुत ज़्यादा करता है, कोई बैंकर करता है, please report to the higher officials of the bank and say that no, if the government is supporting through the various trusts, what makes you ask for a collateral so often? Please, it's my appeal on behalf of the bank कि आप सब लोग राजस्थान को थ्रू मैन्युफैक्चरिंग you take to achieve new milestones and make the country proud. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. Thank you so much once again.
May I now request Srimati Monu Jain, partner, Avishkar Capital, to deliver her presentation on sustainability as a growth strategy for SMEs, powered by accessible debt funding. Ma'am, please.
I'm really proud to be standing here in front of Rajasthan. This is also where my in-laws are. It's a proud place to be in today. So I'm based in Delhi, in Gurgaon. By way of a brief introduction, Monu Jain, as you know, is my name. I've been a banker and now a fund manager for the last 30 years. So, I'm a partner with Avishkar's Capital Fund. Avishkar, we run a credit fund from here. And जैसे आज सबने बात करी कि SMEs are not getting enough credit. They're not getting enough money to grow their companies. And that has been the thesis of our fund. We are a very specialized lending arm. And we have banks here. You can hear me well? Yeah, we have banks here, large banks like SBI and Bank of Baroda. And we have institutions like SIDBI. So what we do, as a very specialized lending arm, we give you incremental capital. We give you loans over and above what the banks can do. Because हमारी requirements थोड़ी different हैं bank से. We don't need collaterals, we go with business assets, we go with cash flows. थोड़ा सा different है, but the idea remains that we need to grow this SME. अभी मेरे से पहले बता रहे थे कि there is a SME credit gap. It's a $500 billion number, and that's where we are there to support the companies. We are an ESG-focused fund, environment and social governance. And I just want to tell you, all of you, I've seen so many companies, and you run your own companies. So everybody will wonder, when you're growing your company so fast, there are so many challenges, like why ESG, why sustainability, right? So very broadly, what is sustainability? It's a very interesting definition. Sustainability is the ability of a corporate or for anybody to exist and to grow without depleting resources for the future. So can we today, क्या हम आज अपनी growth कर सकते हैं, but yet leave something for our future? And what ESG does is it creates a framework for measuring the sustainability practices, etc. But clearly, like what? All SMEs think ESG is a compliance burden, and fairly so. They all think it's a nice to have, but today the world has changed. It's a real value creation. When we talk, I'll tell you, हमारी जो अपनी portfolio companies हैं, how they have gone and created PAT accretion. It's not a cost item. They're creating a value out of this, financial value. So, how do, if you take or you move towards sustainability, because we as a fund, we help you strengthen those practices while giving you money for growth. How does it help? So as we've also seen in our own companies directly, when you take or when you strengthen your ESG practices, you open new markets. Because today, the world has gotten more conscious of the products they're consuming. You cut costs when you're saving water, you're saving energy, you're saving your own costs. And you also get a new source of debt and equity. Today, the ESG assets are about $30 trillion globally. Or India में इतना interest आ रहा है. Everybody is looking, we are also an international fund, everybody is looking how we can find a good sustainable company to give money to. So it opens up a whole new bucket of money that can come to the company. So what do we do from the fund? How do we give this money? We work with profitable companies because it's a debt product. Unlike equity, which can be used to do the first scale up. So we work with companies which have already gotten their proof of existence and the business model. Our ticket sizes are typically 25 to 50 crores, 3 to 5 years. And we would, how does it help a company to take money from a fund like ours? Is we are very flexible in our structures. So one of the things जो हमने देखा है कि companies जब when they're growing very fast, उस time इतनी predictability नहीं होती कि हमें आज पैसा एक्सपेंशन में लगाया है तो हम अगले क्वार्टर से ही पैसा वापस करना स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. हमें टाइम लगेगा टू गेट द मार्केट राइट, टू गेट द capex right. So we give flexibility in repayments. We give a lot of flexibility in security structures. We can work with promoter guarantees, cash flows, some of that. And we are sector agnostic, which means आप बहुत सारे funds देखेंगे आजकल जो sector focused होते हैं. तो we do all sectors, and except like we won't do liquor, we won't do tobacco, those kind of things, firearms. On typical companies that we've done so far are agriculture. अभी सुबह बात कर रहे थे कि agriculture is a very, food and agri is a very good industry. हम लोग agriculture करते हैं, textile, packaging, logistics, BPOs, auto components, steel trading. So like the whole gamut, we do that. What do we fund? अगर आपको long term working capital चाहिए, banks will support you for your regular working capital needs, and then they will support you for your regular capex. Sometimes beyond that you need money, and that can be just because your needs are, let's say, to do a road show, you're creating a new market in Europe, आपको जाके अपने brand road shows करने, आपको कुछ पैसे चाहिए या sales teams बढ़ानी है, things like that. Anything which adds value, we are happy to give money so that the cash flows are become positive from there. Or inorganic growth, कुछ आप acquire करना चाह रहे हैं. This is just to give you an example कि हमारी companies किस तरीके की companies हैं जो हम कर रहे हैं. First company is Auto Steel Processing. So वो एक vendor हैं, एक large ग्रुप के, वहाँ से स्टील लेते हैं, उसको प्रोसेस करते हैं और आगे डिलीवर करते हैं. इनकी टर्नओवर, बिकॉज इनका प्रोसेसिंग का काम है तो टर्नओवर थोड़ा ट्रेडिंग की तरह चलती है. 900 करोड़ की टर्नओवर है, प्रॉफिटेबल है. और इन्होंने हमसे पैसा लिया क्योंकि नया प्लांट लगा रहे हैं, एंड दे ऑल्सो नीड टू पुट इन, दे हैव टेकन बैंक डेट ऑल्सो, एंड थोड़ा डेट हमसे लिया है. दूसरी कंपनी है, ये लोग एक्सपोर्टर्स हैं और स्टार्टर मोटर के, और ये इनके पास ऑर्डर आया था फ्रॉम देयर वन ऑफ द कस्टमर्स टू रीडेवलप सम ऑफ देयर प्रोडक्ट लाइन. और एग्जिस्टिंग बैंक्स की कैपेसिटी फुल अप हो गई थी, सो दे आर बैंक्ड बाय अ लार्ज बैंक. दैट कैपेसिटी वाज फुल अप, बट दिस वाज स्टिल अ वेरी good requirement for them because they had an order in hand, they didn't know what to do. So we funded that. This is a 80 crore company. So we go from all turnovers. 80 crores, the other one was 900 crores. The third company is in agri. It's now India's top fruit and vegetable exporter. तो इधर इन्होंने हमारे साथ मिलके काफ़ी काम किया है. इनफैक्ट जो हम बात कर रहे थे कि सस्टेनेबिलिटी कैसे हेल्प करती है कॉस्ट कटिंग में. सो दिस कंपनी दे वर्क विद 5,000 फार्मर्स and they're very focused on cost wastage reduction and environment measures. So we work very actively. We have internal teams in sustainability. We give money for growth and then we help them in the sustainability. So this company has been able to reduce their wastage to less than 2%, which is the lowest in the industry. They've also put 100% drip irrigation, as a result of which 70% water consumption has reduced. आपको पता होगा एग्रीकल्चर और फूड में सबसे ज़्यादा वाटर कंजम्पशन होती है इंडिया में. And what they did was that they took the lead in banana exports from India to Europe. Banana generally यूरोप तक पहुंच नहीं पा रहा था क्योंकि वो पेरिश हो जाता है रास्ते में. It needs a proper shelf life and India didn't have the right frozen logistics technology. So they've been able to manage that. They're the first exporters of bananas from India to Netherlands, and because now they're getting a premium on their product over there. So what has happened to this company's financials because of being sustainable? Their costs have gone down drastically because they're saving water. They're saving waste, they're reducing their waste. Their revenues have gone up because they're getting 20 to 40% premium for the products now that are reaching the Netherlands market. इनकी क्लोज बाय मार्केट्स में इतनी प्रीमियम नहीं मिल रही थी, but just because that quality is reaching there, they're getting that. So it's like a win-win. And now there are so many investors which are coming into the company because sustainability is attracting a lot of funds. The last thing I want to tell you is कि as a fund हम लोग सिर्फ पैसा नहीं देते, we become your partners. So existing companies के साथ हमने जैसे we worked with them to help on governance, or if you want help with hiring, because so many times we've seen जो SMEs के पास proper resources नहीं हैं, networks नहीं हैं, तो we open up our networks, we help with any help requirements that you will have. And we also have something called a technical assistance facility. So from here we give grants. सिर्फ इसमें से हम थोड़ा सा पैसा आपको देते हैं हेल्प करने के लिए कि आपको अगर कोई सस्टेनेबल एक्शंस करने हैं तो we will give you the money also to do this, right? So that you know your business is not so strained. I mean it's a grant. A CSR is more applicable to corporates, I think. And this is a very small portion, and the idea is to just help you walk that journey. That part is free money, the rest is commercial. Yeah. So this is all debt. Yeah. This fund is all debt fund. It's all loans. We as Avishkar we also do equity, that is for startups. Because this is debt, this is only for companies which have achieved profitability. But still, so many times profitable companies are also not getting the money they deserve. And that is where we are. My email was on that last slide. If anybody has interest, please reach out, or I'm here, happy to have a chat.
Our next presentation is going to be by Mr. Ajay Kumar Gupta. He's a Deputy General Manager from SME, that is State Bank of India, and his presentation is going to be on fueling finance and investment for industrial and economic growth of the state. Let's have a big round of applause for him.
Good afternoon all. Thank you so much for inviting the SBI to this conclave. As far as everyone has said, we also understand that MSME is the backbone of the economy. And definitely it's contribute the significant part of the job employment, export, revenue and GDP. And as far as the experience of the big people, we understand कि MSME का सबसे ज़्यादा problems होता है कि उनको timely पैसा नहीं मिल पाता, and as someone was saying it कि without collateral पैसा नहीं मिल पाता. And I think perhaps इसी वजह से शायद बीच में ऐसा दौर भी आया था कि manufacturing sector से ज़्यादा service sector grow करने लगा. Then government recognized it कि जो 3 फेस है अपने इकोनॉमी के का स्पेस में से इम्बेलेंस हो गया, then they again focus on the manufacturing sector, then again the banking has also changed, then bank has come with different thought process कि how to increase the manufacturing sector. So accordingly, SBI being the largest bank has the responsibility to change its lending process and the pattern also कि how to improve the lending to the manufacturing sector. So accordingly, SBI changed a lot about how to do the lending process. Earlier, we used to focus on the balance sheet fundings, how the balance sheet is there, then the bank has changed the approach, now the more focus in the cash flow base. Now SBI has changed the total format up to 50 crore, the focus is on the cash flow basis instead of the balance sheet. And more focus is that how the cash flow is generated and how the cash flow is moving in the accounts, instead of how much the profit and how much the financial on particular date is that. Definitely, SBI as on date has a more than 5 lakh crore exposure to the MSME, and in the Rajasthan we have an exposure of more than 26,000 crore, and we are encouraging approach. I think industry is growing more than say 12%, 13%, but the SBI is targeting it's more than the growth of 20% to support the MSMEs for that. This financial year we have already grown by 20%, but still we are modifying our approach for that. सेकेंड पॉइंट कि मोस्टली इंडस्ट्री का रहता था कि लोग समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं कि वो क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं और ब्रांच के ऑफिशियल समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं कि उनकी नीड्स क्या हैं. सो अकॉर्डिंगली इन एवरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट वी हैव सेट अप द SME स्पेशलाइज्ड ब्रांचेज. मूविंग बियॉन्ड दैट नाउ ट्राइंग टू डू एट तालुका लेवल या तहसील लेवल. हर जगह के SME इंटेंसिव ब्रांच हो जाए और रिलेशनशिप मैनेजर दे कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि व्हाट द नीड ऑफ दैट. with the growth of the SME sites. The most innovative part is that we have done it now the digital loan. Up to 5 crore, the bank has done the total loan of the digital loans. This digital loan is just like we sanctioned in the 45 minutes, up to 5 crore, which the bank is trying to increase. Next phase is 10 crore, and the next 1 year, it will be tried to do 50 crore. Digital loan means any entrepreneur, any businessman can punch his GST, ITR, and the KYC document along with the account statement. The system will take care of the cash flow and everything, and according to the pattern of the cash flow and the timely submission of the GST return, the system decides whether limit, quantum the limit, and whether can give or not. So around 1 year has been lapsed, and we have sanctioned more than 1 lakh crore under this digital loan. And it's very popular now. So the 45 minutes, it's a 45 minutes actually. If we punch all the returns system in the time. So the customer can itself punch the returns. And we run the flow, then it's within 45 minutes, it takes the decisions. Then to inform the wide approach, so we have identified the industry-wise and location-wise cluster. So we are working on the more than 12 clusters. In clusters, lending process and the lending approach becomes a common, so it's become easy for the banker also as well as the customer also. Next, we have done significantly changed it saying Smita loan, that's the women entrepreneur. As per the data I understand, in the MSME setup, around 30% are the women entrepreneur. To increase the participation we have launched the Smita loan. This is the only product in the SME where the processing fee is nil. No processing fees, no collateral. And it's not only women entrepreneur. In the partnership case, if the more than 51% share is held by the women, then it's also qualify for that. Company and the partnership, the majority shareholding is with the women, then also can that. But again, I repeated, the only scheme in SME where is there no collateral, no processing fee, and additional health insurance that is also borne by the bank. Then for the business group, different business group, we have modified the different schemes like the Marvel Plus, WHR, then healthcare. The healthcare sector is growing very fast, so accordingly we have formulated a scheme, the healthcare also. The purpose behind of this scheme is, this becomes a very schematic, so just like that you have to comply with these parameters, then you can give the easily loan. Again, the time is the digital loans, because the digital loans is very important. So for small entrepreneurs here, जो बिल्कुल नया business setup करना चाह रहे हैं, they are running current accounts, so they can we have the YONO platform. Okay, YONO is just like online platform. The SBI is the YONO platform. From this platform, they can apply the loan and they can get the sanction itself. So no manual interference for that actually. Next is the cash flow management के लिए it's a government initiative as well as the bank initiative. So cash flow to manage के लिए MSME they can fund the bill through trades, SME Sahaj up to 10 lakhs, and the ABFS we have initiated in this way. Suppose one unit is supplying to major company, just like that. Suppose we are doing in the Rajasthan also. Actually, you are supplying the say Adani Green. And Adani Green पर आपका bill generate हुआ है, तो we have taken some approval with Adani Green. Within they will Adani Green immediately pay the amount to the supplier from the Rajasthan, and which amount you used to get of say 60 days or 90 days, the bank will immediately pay the amount without any interest will be borne by Adani itself as your term condition, and you will get immediately payment. And bank will take the payment from Adani after 90 days. So as a supplier, you can get the money immediately to match the liquidity. For new entrepreneur who is launching their new business, they can avail the loan the government sponsored as CM Yuva Yojana. It's a very good scheme, up to 2 crore they are providing. It's very long, and it's interest subsidies also there. And similarly ODOP, which is not so popularized, but still it's a very good schemes. Here also interest subvention is available. And Rajasthan actually 41 districts, more than 41 products has been identified per districts, and the limited fund is available. So we can, I think, more or less people are not aware, but this scheme is very good because interest subsidy is available here. Both scheme, Yuva Udyami Yojana and the ODOP, because Mudra and PMAJP, everyone knows it, but these schemes are not still popular. Credit guarantee schemes, everyone was saying it, up to 10 crore, 100 crore, they are available. And to make the easy, then we have made the documentation also, the digital documentation, to make the easy of the life of the customers. In the Forex also, everything you can do the digital part on that. That's in the routine credit part also, we can do the digital documentation. Everything can be submitted the digital only. Even though just like that stock statement, everything can be submitted by the digital. This one. Startup, he was also saying 20 crore. Startup ka hai, we have arranged the conclave with the NCGT also. NCGT is the honor agency of the this credit guarantee scheme. So I think 3 or 4 days before, we hold the conclave along with the NCGTs also. The NCGT promote the credit guarantee up to 100 crore, this 20 crore, and the ECGL, and recently come the credit guarantee for exporter scheme. So it's an nodal agency. Then Green Finance, we are trying to do the best in the renewable energy, solar sector. I think SBI has done more than 5,500 crore, and we have formulated the scheme because Rajasthan had the huge potential for this sector. So we have formulated the scheme. Its scheme is we can give the loan of 15 years, up to 15 years. It's very attractive components of that, interest rate, processing, everything is it. And looking the potential itself, the SBI is increasing huge for that actually, renewable energy. These are the fish products which I have discussed it. These products are defined for the needs of the corporate sector itself actually. And the most of the products, as such, collateral is not required. Mostly products are covered in the CGTSME, MCGC, and the credit guarantee export or something like that actually. These are the government-sponsored products, so everyone knows it. But still, I suggested that we should take the awareness of ODOP, one district, one product, and CM Yuva Yojana actually. These are the very good products along with the subsidy interest rate actually. Thank you so much. Thank you.
May I now request Shri Mukul Malik, Head Marketing, Motherson Manufacturing Services Limited, and his topic of presentation is Enabling Export-Ready MSMEs Through Better Buyer Connections. Sir.
So myself, Mukul Malik, I am here to represent my group, Motherson Group, and the venture we have started within Motherson. So we are basically a $21 billion enterprise. We are present in 46 countries, and we have 425 facilities across the globe. We started our journey with automotive, but now we have diversified ourselves in aerospace, health and medical, and then you can also see we have a lot of solutions in elastomers, lighting, electronics, and then we have our own IT systems. We have almost 2,000 engineers working with us to provide the Motherson internal IT requirement, but also facilitating the requirements of the MSME and the big corporates in field of IT. And then we have started our aerospace journey in 2018 and 19, but till as on today, we are sitting on $1 billion of order value. So we have built the business from zero to $1 billion of order book in field of aerospace. And most of the things are happening in India through collaboration with different business. We are partnering with them and then getting the business from the big tier ones like Boeing and Airbus. So I think that's an achievement on behalf of us. Motherson is an Indian origin company, but it's a global company now, right? So this is our geographical footprint. We are present in 425 facilities in 46 countries. So you can see the kind of world map we have tapped over it. And the best part is we are always near to our customers. So wherever our customers are there, Motherson would be physically present near to our customers, right? These are the brands we are working with them. You will see a lot of companies from the OEM background. All the car manufacturers are there. But since the inception of aerospace business with us, we're also venturing and becoming the tier ones for Boeings and Airbus as well. So we can see the wide range of customer base we are catering to. Now this becomes a critical part. Motherson has built an ecosystem where we are catering to the purchasing needs of Motherson 425 plants. Now, why Unibuild come in picture? Because we have created an ecosystem to manage the supply chain of the complete 425 plants. Now, through Unibuild, we would like to leverage the same ecosystem for the outside Motherson companies. तो हम क्या करते हैं इसमें, जो हमारा परचेजिंग नेटवर्क है, जो पूरा सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट है, पूरे हमारे जो ग्लोबल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं, वो अब हम जो स्मॉलर कंपनीज हो गए या बिग कॉर्पोरेट्स हो गए आउटसाइड मदरसन को, उनको हम लेवरेज करने देते हैं. अगर किसी कंपनी को परचेजिंग की नीड्स हैं और उनको अभी बड़े कॉर्पोरेट्स के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स को लेवरेज करना है, तो थ्रू आवर वेंचर यूनिबिल्ड दे कैन लेवरेज. दिस इज अ सिंपल way of explaining the venture, right? What exactly we are trying to help MSMEs? We are helping all MSMEs to reduce time to market. If they come across a new project, they have limited resources, obviously the bandwidth. A lot of the MSME are driven by the family business, so they always have a limited bandwidth. So we partner with MSMEs to help them reduce time to market for production, for manufacturing. Then we also help them to de-risk their supply chain. We have heard about that there's an issue between US and China. Like a lot of companies are looking for substitute of China, China plus one strategy. हम ये सब चीज़ें सुनते रहते हैं, but exactly करना क्या है? तो Motherson का ecosystem में we have 40,000 supplier base, and we can help you to de-risk your supply chain. We can help you find best low-cost country suppliers across the globe. If you're looking for a supplier in Germany, we already have a supplier base in Germany to help you. If you're looking for supplier base in India, we can help you. If you're looking for supplier base in Taiwan, China, we already have a similar kind supplier base where we can help you. You can leverage our supplier base in all these countries. We have a presence in 46 countries, so we have a local presence, and we can help each and every MSME for their sourcing support. For example, any company wants to buy a maybe capital equipment from China. अब वो जब चाइना जाएंगे, पैसा खर्चेंगे, तभी जाके आप देखेंगे. But I have my local purchase team based in China. You can connect with us. We can help you to negotiate better terms with Chinese suppliers, right? Because language is always the issue with them. Okay, we have local people in Taiwan to help you source better. We have very strong purchasing team in Japan. अगर आप लोगों को कोई जापान से केपेक्स खरीदना है, तो पहली बार language is a barrier. We have a local resource there. Then sometimes funding is an issue. Banks in India are there, but we also have a tie-up in the local countries to do the financing for all the capital equipments. Because they know Motherson. They will do on behalf of Motherson, and the same thing can be leveraged by all MSMEs and the corporates in India. Right? Then क्या-क्या चीज़ों में हम कर सकते हैं? ये सब चीज़ों में we can support. We can help you to buy raw material at a better price from any global manufacturer. India में भी, बाहर के भी. We can help you to make better plastic parts. We can or maybe help you to find better suppliers of plastic parts. अगर आपकी assembly में plastic part आपको outsource करना है, तो we can be the right partner. We can identify कि कौन से आपके economical या low cost country में suppliers आपको दे सकते हैं, जहाँ पे आप वो plastic part खरीद सकते हैं. Similarly, metals में we can support. Similarly, rubbers में we can support. तो आप देखेंगे यहाँ पे all the capabilities यहाँ पे जो हम showcase कर रहे हैं, we already have more than 40,000 supplier base for all these things. तो अभी क्या होता है, हम देखते हैं कि आप MSME को सब कुछ घर पे करने का ज़रूरत नहीं है. ठीक है, आप इसमें कोलैबोरेट कर सकते हैं विद अस और थ्रू अस. तो सब कुछ चीज़ें आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट घर पे नहीं करनी. अगर आपको लगता है कि मेरा ये इंजीनियरिंग प्रोडक्ट है, इसमें मुझे ये चाइल्ड पार्ट्स लगेंगे, तो यू कैन कोलैबोरेट विद अस फॉर दीज चाइल्ड पार्ट्स. ठीक है, ये मुझे सबसे बढ़िया यूज़ केस लगता है, जिसमें आपके कैपिटल फंडिंग जो रिक्वायरमेंट रहेगी वो भी बहुत लिमिटेड रहेगी, और आपका बैंडविड्थ भी अवेलेबल रहेगा, जिसमें आप अपने ग्रोथ पे फोकस कर सकते हो. रादर देन सब सोर्स घर पे करें, सब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग घर पे करें, और फिर उसको फाइनली प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे, यू आर रिड्यूसिंग योर bandwidth because you have to deal with multiple stakeholders for making these parts. So मेरा recommendation रहेगा, leverage these kind of systems which we are trying to build, and then you can focus on your core business. You can focus on the expansion of your business. So that's the proposition we are bringing on the table, right? Some examples. रॉ मटेरियल में हम बात करते हैं, क्या क्या चीज़ें कर सकते हैं. हम रेजिन कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, हम रबर्स कर सकते हैं, हम मेटल्स में स्टील, एल्यूमिनियम्स, जमक, प्राइमरी सेकेंडरी सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. तो थिंक अबाउट एनी रॉ मटेरियल रिक्वायर्स इन योर प्लांट, यू कैन पार्टनर विद अस. उसके बाद में कैपिटल इक्विपमेंट में इंजेक्शन मोल्डिंग्स हो गए, आपकी यूटिलिटी एसेट्स रह गए, रोबोट्स रह गए, AGVs AMRs रह गए, कंप्रेसर्स रह गए, VMC कूलिंग टावर, कुछ भी आपके प्लांट में कैपिटल इक्विपमेंट लगता है, यू कैन लेवरेज द एग्जिस्टिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स ऑफ मदरसन. आपको खुद जाके अपना नेगोशिएट करेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली इट कैन बी ऑन द हायर साइड और लिमिट साइज, बट हमारे ऑलरेडी नेगोशिएटेड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं, यू कैन लेवरेज ऑन आवर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. ठीक है, उसके बाद भी अगर वी आर कंपेरेटिव देन ओनली कम एंड कोलैबोरेट विद अस. अगर हम कंपेरेटिव नहीं है तो यू कैन गो एंड बाय, इट इज नॉट अ कंपल्शन. So if you're coming to us for buying these capex, you have to see whether if you're competitive, then only you have to buy from us. Otherwise, you can leverage your own contacts. इसमें best चीज़ क्या रहेगा? You'll get the best payment terms. You'll get the best of brands at a better price, and then delivery would be faster because we already have a contracts with them, and then they have to honor it because we are the biggest buyers for these components for them as well, right? फिर कुछ इनडायरेक्ट मटेरियल में भी है, कैपेक्स में बात कर लिया, रॉ मटेरियल में बात कर लिया, बट दिस इनडायरेक्ट इज ऑल्सो वेरी क्रिटिकल. MSME में इतना बड़ा कॉस्ट नहीं रहता, बट जिनका इनडायरेक्ट में काफ़ी अच्छा रिक्वायरमेंट रहेगा, वी कैन डेफिनेटली डिस्कस विद देम. देन उसके बाद में काफ़ी इलेक्ट्रिकल कंपोनेंट्स हैं. अब इसमें क्या होता है, इंडिया में हम काफ़ी चीज़ें बना रहे हैं, बट आज भी काफ़ी चीज़ें भी इम्पोर्ट फ्रॉम चाइना. ठीक है, मतलब चाइना को अभी हम रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकते, वी स्टिल हैव टू बिल्ड लॉट ऑफ कॉम्पिटेंसीज. सो अगर आपको चाइना से कुछ ये कॉम्पोनेंट्स इम्पोर्ट करने हैं एंड यू डोंट हैव अ राइट sourcing partner, you can discuss with us. We can help you to source PCBs, PCBAs कर सकते हैं, terminals कर सकते हैं, connectors कर सकते हैं. तो think about any electrical component you have to source, we can help you to source. उसके साथ में this becomes our critical parameter. We provide support for last mile logistic. अब क्या होता है, हमारे MSME लोग जाते हैं बिजनेस, यूरोप, जर्मनी, मेक्सिको से सब बिजनेस लेकर आते हैं, बट फिर लॉजिस्टिक में लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज दे स्ट्रगल. So they are also looking for partner who can handle from their door to customer door. So through Unibuild, we can provide this facility as well. So whatever communication will happen, we'll pick the material from आपके दरवाजे से माल लेंगे और कस्टमर के दरवाजे पे रखेंगे, and end-to-end responsibility will be ours. उसके बाद में अगर किसी को international warehousing चाहिए, we already have our contracts, तो same thing can be leveraged by each and every company. वो आपको हमसे बात करिएगा, तो अगर आपको कोई किसी जर्मनी में वेयर हाउस चाहिए, तो यू कैन थिंक एंड डिस्कस विद अस, वी कैन हेल्प यू टू एक्सटेंड सम स्पेस टू यू, बिकॉज हमारा ऑलरेडी ये हम बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, तो सेम थिंग कैन बी लेवरेज बाय एनी ऑफ द कंपनी हु इज इंटरेस्टेड, राइट. अब इसको मैं फाइनल में बस कंक्लूजन में आ रहे हैं. इसमें हम 4 चीज़ों पे यहाँ पे वी वुड लाइक टू पिच इन. वन इज द सोर्सिंग ऑप्टिमाइजेशन. यू कैन, आप अभी अपने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्लांट में ऑलरेडी सोर्सिंग कर रहे होगे, तो कहीं एरियाज में वी कैन हेल्प यू टू ऑप्टिमाइज योर सोर्सिंग, चाहे वो रॉ मटेरियल में हो, कैपिटल इक्विपमेंट में हो, या कोई मैन्युफैक्चर कंपोनेंट्स में हो. दूसरा, वी हेल्प यू टू मैनेज योर फंड्स. ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पे हम ऑलरेडी फाइनेंसेस का बात कर रहे हैं, बट मीनिंग होल्डिंग अ मिनिमम इन्वेंट्री इज अ बिग, लाइक इट्स लिमिट योर कैश फ्लो. सो यहाँ पे वी कैन हेल्प यू. हम आपको ज़्यादा मटेरियल इन्वेंट्री कॉस्ट कैरी नहीं करने देंगे. विल हैव दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स वेयर यू हैव टू हैंडल द मिनिमम इन्वेंट्री. Then we'll also help you to get a better payment terms. So that definitely impacts your cash flow value. So obviously finances आप ले सकते हैं, but आपको जो खुद का finance है, you'll be saving on these collaboration. Third जो हम करेंगे, risk mitigate करेंगे, जिसमें आपके जो existing supplier base हैं, तो अगर सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा है तो they are good, but you always need an alternative supplier for optimizing your cost and then also managing your risk. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ़ यू आर बाइंग फ्रॉम चाइना और US, कुछ ड्यूटी का इशू आ जाएगा, फिर कैसे करेंगे? सो यू नीड अ पार्टनर टू ऑलवेज हैव अ +1 स्ट्रैटेजी. सो Unibuild कैन हेल्प यू टू डू अ +1 स्ट्रैटेजी एज वेल. लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, हम अपना पूरा 50+ कंट्रीज़ का सप्लायर बेस आपके लिए ओपन कर देंगे, तो यू कैन कम एंड बाय एनीथिंग फ्रॉम दीज सप्लायर्स. बट द बेस्ट पार्ट इज़, मेरी सोर्सिंग टीम ये जो 50+ कंट्रीज़ में बैठी है, यू कैन गो एंड सेल देम एज वेल. तो अगर आप हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे रजिस्टर करेंगे, तो ऑब्वियसली यू हैव टू पुट इन ऑल योर डिटेल्स, योर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेबिलिटीज़ एंड एवरीथिंग. यू कैन गो एंड सेल टू दीज 50+ कंट्रीज़ एज वेल. तो यहाँ पर बैठे बैठे आप वहाँ पे माल बेच सकते हैं. मतलब आप सब ओनर्स हैं तो आप समझेंगे, जर्मनी में अगर मैं 1 साल का एक बंदा एक रिसोर्स में एलोकेट करता हूँ, आई हैव टू इन्वेस्ट ऑलमोस्ट 2 करोड़ ऑफ रुपीज़. हमारी टीम ऑलरेडी वहाँ पर है. तो अगर आपको कोई बिजनेस पोटेंशियल लगता है, यू नीड नॉट टू base a single resource there. You can leverage with us and still make money and make business successful. इसके लिए हमने एक टेक बनाया है जो पूरा सप्लाई चेन मैनेज करता है. ठीक है, शुरू में जो हमारा रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस है उससे पूरा RFQ मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम हम करते हैं, कंप्लीट ऑर्डर मैनेजमेंट हम करते हैं, उसके बाद में फिनेंस पूरा मैनेज करते हैं. एक ही टेक पे सब कुछ करना है और एकदम सिंपल है. इसमें कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है कि आपको सिस्टम यूज़ करना आना चाहिए, नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. कोई इसमें सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं है. लाइन बाय लाइन वर्ड्स आ रहे हैं, आप उसमें डेटा डालते रहेंगे, आपका काम होता रहेगा. और एक सिंगल विंडो पे यू आर एबल टू ट्रैक द कंप्लीट सप्लाई चेन. कितना RFQ आया, कितना मेरा बिजनेस करा, कितना लूज़ करा, क्यों लूज़ करा. अच्छा, जब मेरा माल बन गया तो उसकी एक्चुअल पिक्चर्स क्या हैं, और अगर बाई चांस मेरा अगर आपने कुछ ऑर्डर दिया टेक पे, आपका मटेरियल कहाँ पर है, कहाँ पहुँच गया है, आपके पास कब तक आएगा. तो राइट फ्रॉम रजिस्ट्रेशन टू फाइनल एग्जीक्यूशन सारा का सारा टेक पे है. दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द स्टेट ऑफ द आर्ट टेक वी हैव डेवलप्ड, एंड ये हमारे खुद के एक्सपीरियंस हमने ये टेक बनाया, हमारी खुद की कंपनी ने बनाया है. आई वुड रिकमेंड ईच एंड एवरी वन टू यूज़ दिस टेक एटलीस्ट फॉर वंस. एंड इस पर वी आर नॉट चार्जिंग एनी मनी, इट इज़ एब्सोल्युटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. ठीक है, तो इसको प्लीज़ एक बार यूज़ करिएगा. यू विल गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड, एंड दिस इज ओनली बेस्ड ऑन द परचेजिंग एक्टिविटीज़ एंड मैनेजिंग द कंप्लीट सप्लाई चेन. राइट, ऐसा मार्केट में नहीं है. तो आई विल हाईली रिकमेंड टू प्लीज़ गो एंड एक्सप्लोर वंस. नीड लगेगा देन यू कैन एक्सटेंड योर सर्विसेज. ऐसा दिखता है हमारा टेक. ठीक है, unibuild.ai will share, we can meet after the meetings, we can exchange the cards. unibuild.ai हमारा वेबसाइट है, प्लीज़ जाके एक बार देखेगा, एक बार रजिस्टर करिएगा. यू विल able to understand what exactly we are trying to build and how you can leverage the ecosystem we have already built in last 50 years. You are getting the opportunity to use it free of cost. That's it from my side. Basically, thanks to SME Chambers for giving us the platform today. And I would recommend, please go and check unibuild.ai. And if you have any question, I'll be more than happy to answer. Myself and my colleague Mayur is here for the event. So if you have any question to discuss, we'll be more than happy to answer your queries. Right? That's it from my side.
May I now request Sri Vijay Verma ji, Regional Sales Manager, Tata Power Renewable Energy Limited, to kindly make his presentation of on rooftop and open access projects.
Ladies and gentlemen, and thanks to the FME Chamber of India. Just I'm here to present about the solar power and open access project presentation on the Tata Power. A vision of the Tata Power is to empower a billion lives through sustainable, affordable, and innovative energy solution. Apart from that, going forward, many people are very well aware about the Tata Power, and we will have a small interaction section on open access project, which are in demand for the FMEs itself. We have the three verticals in Tata Power. That is, one is transmission, distribution, generation, and EPC itself. And Tata Power is the largest integrated power company in India, having 110 years of experience, as well as the 20,000 employees across the India. And our transmission line is 4.6 kilometer, 4,633 kilometers, as well as the transmission line under construction is 2,414 kilometers. Hydro project, which we have done the 880 megawatt, waste heat recovery 530 megawatt, and solar EPC we have 7.5 gigawatt. Wind, we have installed 1 gigawatt itself, and overall pipeline is 5.4 gigawatt cumulatively. As we are in the manufacturing of the solar cells as well as in the modules itself, the total manufacturing capacity 4.9 gigawatt, including the plant of Bangalore itself. We have recently installed and our new plant at Tirunelveli, and this is the plant. Yes, that's the module manufacturing capacity 4.9 gigawatt and 4.3 gigawatt Tirunelveli facility, and 682 megawatt at Bangalore facility. And over there 4.8 gigawatt we are equivalent to the value cell manufacturing capacity itself, and 530 megawatt in Bangalore capacity. That's the 30-year-old plant of Bangalore Baj. Tata Solar is number one company in EPC itself. Following are the awards which we have won in various years, and last 10 years we are the number one in the EPC. The benefits of going fuller electricity saving up to 80% saving in electricity will payback period is 3 to 4 years depending upon the size of the plant as well as the captive consumption and captive used by the customer itself. Accelerated depreciation, the SMEs and industrialists getting the 40% in the first year of that plant, independent from the rising electricity tariff and good for the environment as well as the green building certificate which is provided by the Tata itself. C&I की हम बात करते हैं तो यहाँ ओपन एक्सेस की बात आती है तो जनरली बेसिकली क्या है टैरिफ गवर्नमेंट ने TOD देना बंद कर दिया है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट टैरिफ जहाँ 6 रुपये 30 पैसे आता था नाउ इंक्रीज बाई 7 रुपीज़ क्लोज टू 7 रुपीज़ 10 पैसा 7 रुपीज़ 30 पैसे के आसपास आ गया. नाउ द गवर्नमेंट ऑल्सो चेंज द पॉलिसी टू गो टू 100% ऑफ द कनेक्टेड लोड इटसेल्फ और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट डिमांड. तो कस्टमर कैन प्लान द SME are planning to install their park if in case they don't have the capacity in-house premises itself beyond the limitation or beyond the other means the other districts of the where the land is available like in the solar park. And we have recently installed a 20 megawatt of park, one of the Vewadi based industry, that is the Revent Metalcraft India Limited. At 132, that the plant is commissioned at 132 kVA GSF. And apart from that, we are currently installing another plant at 33 kVA line itself in the solar park in Bikaner as well as the Jodhpur itself. In on-site offerings, we are doing the rooftops, carports, floating solars and ground mounted. Residential, we are doing 1 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt, and we have close to 15% of market share in Rajasthan itself. More than 20,000 installations we have done in Rajasthan. And solar financing, we have the tie-up with the leading PSU like SBI, PNB, and Bank of India, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, as well as the other NBFCs itself. These are some of the cumulative installed capacity across the India, 3 gigawatt plus in the only EPC itself, in the rooftop as well as the domestic. So just I want to have an interaction session with all of the SMEs regarding their power requirement, how they are going, what they are thinking about, how we can save the electricity in terms of solar optimization or solar utilization of the solar itself. Anybody let me know about what they are planning to reduce their electricity bill. अभी किसी को सोलर लगाने का नहीं है SME में? नहीं, there are so many other people, they are still planning कि हमें, yeah, please. अभी कितने का मतलब क्या प्लानिंग चल रहा है अपना? How we can assist you in terms of installation guidelines, because we have the complete infra in terms of engineering and all those things. Okay. Yes. Okay. So other than that, any people, SMEs are planning in open access itself, as the government is supporting in open access, even though the government has right of the transmission and billing charges for up to a period of 7 years if the people go with the BESS itself, battery energy storage system. If the SME want to go with the 200 capacity, they have to install the 20% of the installed capacity of BESS system, and for a period of 7 years, the transmission and billing charges will be write off. If any SME are planning to go in the solar park, if they don't have the capacity or a space in their roof itself, so we can assist. And even though we are, yes, please. I would like to call our channel partner, that is the Mr. Yash Sharma. Yash Sharma, please come on the desk.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Actually, my unit is in BKI industrial area, and in our end product, we are using some chemicals which are not suitable for solar panels.
Okay.
So we have a roof of AC sheets, cement sheets. So is it possible to fit out all solar panels on that type of roof?
cemented feet per feet, keeping in mind the safety precautions, Tata allow नहीं करता because safety is our prior policy, मतलब first policy है, safety पहले है Tata के लिए.
Second question is actually in front of my factory. I have another factory which I have given to Adani for warehousing, and it's the area of around 1.5 lakh square feet. तो उसमें लग सकता है हमारी फैक्ट्री के सामने ही जो
हाँ वहाँ सी
rooftop.
करेक्ट, बट वो ग्रुप नेट मीटरिंग में जाएगा वो. अभी कैसा है ना, जैसे वर्चुअल
Now the government has allowed for this.
for group net metering, if you don't have a space in your own premises, apart from that if you are going to plan somewhere else, अगर पार्क में नहीं जाते हैं और अब किसी और खाली ज़मीन पर आप यू आर प्लानिंग टू इंस्टॉल द सोलर सिस्टम, तो आप वो ग्रुप नेट मीटरिंग में कंसीडर होगा. हाँ, गाइडलाइंस रिलीज कर दी हैं डिस्कॉम ने, दैट इज स्टार्टेड समहाउ देयर इज सम ग्लिच और मींस की क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग फ्रॉम द डिस्कॉम इटसेल्फ टू अंडरस्टैंड मोर एंड मोर ऑन द पॉलिसीज. तो वही चल रहा है अभी. बट हाँ, इवन दो पॉलिसी आ गया है, गाइडलाइंस डिस्कॉम ने रिलीज कर दिया है, RERC ने पॉलिसी लॉन्च कर दिया. गाइडलाइंस भी आ गई हैं डिस्कॉम से, इट्स स्टार्टेड, बट अभी नया है तो इट मेक कपल ऑफ मंथ्स टू कम इन टू द एग्जिस्टेंस. मतलब लास्ट 15 days बैक डिस्कॉम रिलीज द गाइडलाइंस. So here is our channel partner, Mr. Yash Sharma from Sasi Engicon. He have a 30 year of vast experience of the manufacturing. They are in the business of 132 kVA GSF transmission line itself. Yes, please.
So, hello everyone, namaste, how are you all? Hi. So basically, I'll tell you about myself first, then I'll go with the flow in terms of solar park and everything. My name is Yash Sharma. I am a third generation entrepreneur. So basically, I was doing my MBA and BBA from St. Xavier's College, Bombay. Then I came back and saw that there is a gap in the renewable sector which we have to fill. As an entrepreneur, it's our responsibility to fill. So basically what we are doing is we are into solar sector. We are developing 50 megawatt plus 20 megawatt of solar park with the collaboration with Tata Power. So we have a solar park in Jodhpur, we have a solar park in Bikaner. We are coming up with 200 CR approx investment with in the terms of solar industry and everything. So what our company does is we are into forward integration and backward integration both. Backward integration in the sense we are basically having two factories in VKI and Jetpura. We go by the name of SCPL Infra Shashi Engicon Private Limited. My father's name is Rahul Sharma, Selmore. So we basically what we do is we manufacture solar structures. We imported machines from China. We are into manufacturing and we are into EPC both. We imported machines from China. We do roll forming for solar structures. We do transmission line infrastructure, and we have shifted to solar vertical. जैसा कि आनंद सर ने कहा था सुबह, like it hit me hard because my father says the same thing. 60,000 crores of debt in transmission discoms. It's a huge debt. So do you anyone knows why there is 60,000 crores of debt and what can be a major cost to subside these debts? Anyone knows that why is the 60,000 crore debt? जब गांधी सरकार आई थी 60,000 करोड़ का डेट्स डिस्कॉम पहले से ही था. 60,000 करोड़ का डेट इंदिरा गांधी सरकार ने शायद उस टाइम पे they revoked it. Now again that discom has 80,000 crores of debt. Do you know why these debts is occurring and why this is happening? I'm fortunate enough my father knows very well about it, so I'll share it with you because basically ये debt इसलिए है क्योंकि thermal power plants जितने भी हैं, जो कोटा thermal power plant है, all the thermal power plants which generating the electricity, सरकार को बहुत difficulty होती है to transmit the electricity and generate the electricity. It's very costly. So you know what, the major source which we can subside all these debts is solar energy itself. So in our company we are going with the flow of the solar energy. We want to give it to the universe, we want to give it to the people of India. We are shifting towards renewable energy. These debts can only be subsided, these debts can only be controlled if we install solar panels, solar installations, because you know what, there's nothing best, nothing you can say that there is nothing, the best way to generate electricity is solar only. There was wind, now there is solar. So you know, we are developing a solar park. It's simple concept है solar park का कि आप बिजली अपने जितनी भी इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं, जितने भी लोग हैं जिनकी इंडस्ट्रीज़ जगह जगह शिफ्टेड हैं, जिनके लोड बहुत ज़्यादा हो चुका है, जो सोलर रूफ पे नहीं लगा पा रहे. So what we do is हम उनको सोलर पार्क में accommodate करते हैं, वहाँ से बिजली उत्पादन करते हैं, वहाँ से हम आपको वहाँ पे ट्रांसमिट करते हैं, बेसिकली वहीं खपत हो जाती है, बट उसके बाद जो भी मीटरिंग होती है, जितने भी बिजली हम जनरेट करते हैं वो दूसरी इंडस्ट्रीज़ में सप्लाई करते हैं. So we are partnered with the best player in this whole India. We have partnered with Tata. In Tata we trust in, so definitely anyone of you wants to install solar in residential, commercial or the big projects which you can say, we are here to cater you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to be here today. It's my first time in Rajasthan. And let me introduce myself first. This is Ashraf Al-Ghali, the commercial attaché in the Embassy of Egypt. And I have been here in India for almost 1 year. I have arrived on the 1st of February, 2025. And I'm thanking the SME Chamber of India for giving me the opportunity to come and visit amazing Rajasthan. My first time to see how Jaipur is very beautiful. I've heard since my arrival about, but this is my first visit. And today I'm going to speak about the investment promotion and the ecosystem in Egypt. Okay, thank you. So my presentation is about the gateway to tomorrow. It's why Indian companies cannot afford to miss Egypt. So please, I know that all of you here in the room are businessmen, entrepreneurs, or people who are already exporting to countries, and might be Egypt is one of these countries. So one of the ways to increase your investment or your export volume is to have your facility run and operating already in Egypt. So today I'm not going to tell you about a good investment opportunity. I'm going to tell you about the one that's non-negotiable for Indian companies. And that won't lead, those who are willing to lead in the next decade have to consider this very well. So Egypt is not only like a country in a very strategic location, because all of you know about the location. So it's a place where Africa meets the Middle East. We are in the middle between Africa, Europe, and Asia. And by the end of my talk, you will understand why should we invest is not the question anymore. The question is, how fast can we get there? So I spoke a lot about the location. And you know why? Because in business, as in real estate, it's all about location. So now, let's not forget the Suez Canal. Suez Canal is a lifeline of a global trade. Every year, 12% of the world's total trade passes through those waters. And for Indian companies exporting to Europe or importing from Africa, setting up in Egypt cuts logistic costs by 30 to 40%. That's not a small savings. It's a game changer for your bottom line. So imagine now your product leaves your Egyptian warehouse on Monday, it's on a shelf in Berlin by Wednesday. Your competitors are waiting for their shipment in Mumbai. They are still waiting their container to clear the Mediterranean. So why do you think the customer will choose you? Now let's talk about the people. Egypt has a population of 110 million people. And here is the kicker, 60% of them are under 30 years old. So they are not just young people, they are connected, aspirational, ready to spend. Smartphone penetration in Egypt is over 70%, and social media usage is among the highest in the Middle East. They are buying already Indian textiles, pharmaceuticals, and tech solutions, and also watching Bollywood movies. Purchasing power has grown by 15% in the last 2 years alone, and the middle class is expanding by 8% each year. That means that every month we have 700,000 new people joining the ranks of consumers who can afford your products. So if you are not in Egypt when this wave hits, your competitors will. And once they build their brand loyalty with this young, dynamic market, it will be nearly impossible to catch up. So here is where Egypt has surprised everyone. In the last 5 years, the government implemented sweeping economic reforms that have transformed the investment climate, and they have cut red tape, streamlined regulations, and launched one of the most generous incentive packages in the region. So now, let's talk numbers. For tax exemptions, we have up to 50% for projects in technology, renewable energy, and infrastructure. Free zones, zero import duties, zero income tax for 5 to 15 years, and zero restrictions on profit remittance. So if you want your earnings back to India, it's as simple as filling out a form. No delays, no hidden fees, and no headaches. And here is the cherry on top. The General Authority for Investment and the Free Zones in Egypt, GAFI, is a one-stop shop. You can get all your licenses, registrations, and permits in a matter of weeks, not months, not running from one government office to another, and no lost paperwork. And let me repeat this once again. It's a matter of weeks. So now I know that some of you are thinking this sounds too good to be true. Is it stable? For the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index, of course, a lot of you know, is the one that measures how friendly a country to business, has Egypt in 114th out of 190 countries. And that's a 30-place jump in just 3 years. It's a proof that the reforms are really working. And for credit ratings, major agencies like Moody's, Standard & Poor's have upgraded Egypt to the B category, reflecting moderate credit risk. And that means that international investors are trusting Egypt to honor its commitments. For Indian companies, this could be translated to lower borrowing costs and greater financial security. So we have already, let me speak about the Indian investment in Egypt. They are now around $4 billion. The biggest ones are TCI Sanmar, we have Uflex, we have Sun Group, and these companies are already working. Also, we have the Oberoi and Taj Group already acquired one hotel in Cairo. So let me wrap this up with a question. What happens if you don't invest now in Egypt? I spoke about the prime locations, the competition, and how people are going to, your competitors will get the loyalty of the Egyptians. But if you do invest, you will gain access to the fastest growing markets in the world. You will reduce your operational cost, and you will position your company as a global leader, and you will make profit. So Egypt is not an investment opportunity, it's a strategic imperative and a gateway to tomorrow's economy. Thank you, and here's to your success in the land where past meets the future. Thanks all.
Moving on to our next presentation, we have Dr. Alka Gaur, founder of Alka Gaur Foundation, and her topic of presentation is Women's Economic Empowerment and Skill Development for a New India.
First of all, I would like to thank you, the whole team of Rajasthan Industries and SME Summit, for having me over here. A big congratulations for launching of the Rajasthan Business Forum, which will be definitely sure a very big platform for the business community over here at Rajasthan, for the networking as well as for the multiple activities, not in Rajasthan, but across the India. So, good afternoon to all my peer members, to all the speakers, policy makers over here. We have heard everybody since morning till now, and it was really an amazing insight when we are talking about setting up the manufacturing sector at Rajasthan. And again, all the banks, all the financial institutions, everybody spoke about how to bring the finances to promote the manufacturing sector at Rajasthan. But the question is, my question is, where are the women's? When we talk about the manufacturing sector and the expansion of the manufacturing sector at Rajasthan, so what is the role of the women? So barely we'll find the women in the manufacturing sector. Most of them are in the trading. So how to build up and how to motivate them, or how to encourage them to bring up them in the manufacturing sector? Here I'm putting few points which will be a very beneficial for the women who are listening over here, as well as for the policymakers, for the financial institutions, and of course the SME chambers, so that this conversation could be carried forward to the government also. So first of all, I'll speak about the economic empowerment. So it should be begin by bringing women into the formal economy, registering them at SMEs, registering them for procurement processes, whether it is from the state, whether it is from the central government, and then linking those, making self-help groups, linking those self-help groups to MSMEs for the Udyam registration, for the GST registration. That's how we will build up the ecosystem. That's how they will learn how to go forward, because they are into trading, but later or sooner they will be going into the MSME. But how? They don't know the path. So we have to do the hand-holding for making them economically empowered. Here comes my second second point, that Rajasthan needs cluster-based women enterprise models. Day before yesterday, I've read a news about the self-help group who have set up a cluster-based this industry of the apparel at Kota. Same way, DOSA has developed a leather-based cluster, and it is whole and soul taken care by the women entrepreneurs, those who were initially trained for the product formation and later changed to the self-help groups. So, because not a one size fits for all the scheme. For example, Sanganer at Jaipur could be a leader in handicrafts, jewelry and design export already doing it. But then, if we talk about the women entrepreneurs who have their shares 50% or above that in that enterprise, they are lagging. The data is not there. Similarly, Bhilwara, if we are talking about the Bhilwara, it could be a great opportunity for the women entrepreneurs in textiles as well as garmenting. But then we have to take few steps from the government side also, from the banking sector also, how to promote them, how to bring into the mainstream. Same way, if we speak about the Jodhpur. Jodhpur is a hub for the handicrafts and the furniture. But again, when we speak about the women's led enterprises for the handicrafts or the furnitures, they're again missing. So that's why I said that Rajasthan needs cluster-based women enterprises models. Coming over the skill development, it should not be it should be market-driven, not certificate-driven. When we are teaching them, when we are making them learn the skills should be somewhere around the practical experiences they are going to face in the market once they're stepping out of their comfort zone. Skills must translate into income, scale, and sustainability. Fourth, we must bridge the gap between the institutions and the industry. The reason is the schools and the colleges where these women are studying or the children are studying, they are not industry ready. So there's a huge gap between the skill and the industry. And we can bridge this gap just by providing them the module which is 100% focused on the future-ready products. For example, if we want to hire them for the finances, we want to hire them for the healthcare industry or the tourism industry, we have to prepare the modules according to the new education policy, so that when they are in their secondaries or senior secondaries, they can learn all these things before they are going forward to choose any field or any industry they are trying to get into. Coming to the finance must be accessible and fearless. Low ticket loans, self-help groups to MSME graduation pathways, credit-linked skill programs. Why I'm saying over here credit-linked skill programs? When we go for the skilling centers, we can find a lot of people learning these skills. But when we say that do these skills are generating revenue or fetching income to them, it is not. Reason is they are not practiced by the real-time exposure. So we have to provide them the real-time exposure which they are going to face when they are coming to the society. There should be a dedicated women SME desk in banks. Why we need this kind of desk? So that we can release enormous amount of finance to promote them in the future. Finance without mentoring fails, but mentoring with finance always succeed. So we should keep this in mind before going for any kind of financial institute, for applying loans to any kind of financial institutions. Do the person who are coming forward for this manufacturing sector have any kind of knowledge about the financial management, about the finance risk, because whatever you are saving is your profit. We must open doors to new age opportunities, as we heard in the morning, Mr. Anand sir also, that apart from the traditional businesses which are existing in Rajasthan, for example, jewelry business or handicraft business or apparel business, we have to think beyond that. We have to come out of that. For example, just now we heard Mr. Yash, who spoke about the solar. Solar is a very big industry, coming up industry, and we are not deprived of the sunlight. Rajasthan is very rich in getting the sunlight throughout the season. So renewable energy, tourism sector, healthcare, and agri startup. Of course, agro industry is a boom in the world. Of course, looking at the population explosion, we can make out that the demand and the supply will always remain there. So we have to open the doors for these new age opportunities in the future. Finally, we require an ecosystem shift. Industry must mentor, institutions must simplify, policymakers must enable, and markets must open, and society must change its mindset from seeing women as beneficiaries to the business leaders and job creators. When women earn, family rise. When women-led enterprises, communities grow, and when Rajasthan empowers its women economically, new India moves from vision to reality. Thank you so much.